time, before I introduce Ezequiel, I'm going to bait Ezequiel. Ezequiel came last year, and somebody said, oh, yeah, we're going to hear it again. I said, you're not going to hear anything again except one thing, if I can bait him into doing it. You're going to hear an update on the project today, but I hope he will begin it as he did last year. I've been listening to Ezequiel give his story for years and years and years, because every year it grows into a bigger story. Last year, on this very podium, so to speak, he started with a personal story, and I'm going to ask him to do that again today because it is going to wow you. So as the project pesos are coming back up, thank you, boss. Ezequiel Mojica, what a guy. How many of you have heard his amazing personal story? I'm seeing a few hands, but not enough. Okay. So we'll be graced by him telling it again today. Thank you so much for acknowledging that. And as you may know, he's the founder and executive director of Apoyo a Gente Emprendedora, which is a nonprofit for budding entrepreneurs who learn how to succeed through training and the micro loans that we help fund. Our club has been working with him over our 19 years and is still hearing resounding responses and results from that work today. These people who want so badly to bootstrap themselves out of poverty come and say, please teach me how, and Ezequiel does that, and please give me the peso it'll take to get that little tchotchke that I'm going to sell, that I'm going to make a profit on, that I'm going to go sell and make, et cetera, et cetera. We have helped them do this, and this potential ends up yielding a repayment, and then that money gets recycled into other people's microloans, and more entrepreneurs are born in our town. The side benefits, of course, are even bigger. Self-esteem and financial independence. Alongside health, what could be more important? I present you Ezequiel Mojica. What a guy.
¿Cómo están? How are you? Good? Thank you for having me here. I have to tell you something. I am not a good speaker in English. I know Don Cream was here last week, right? And I heard he was great. So do not expect the same, because my English is not as good as Don's. I speak perfectly Spanish. This is a big honor for me to see all of you, good friends I have found during my path in this life. And today I want to talk about our partnership with Rotary. We started this partnership in 2022, almost 2 years ago. We started with this partnership. But I want to talk to you about what we are doing now in this partnership, what we have done so far during these 2 years in this educational micro-lending project. But I would like to talk to you about why we are doing this before telling you what we are doing. And I will tell you a brief story about how we started this project almost 20 years ago. I was born in a rural village in Santas Marias. This is a community of migrants. I saw Rebecca here somewhere. So I am very familiar with the migrants because my family, they migrate to the north. My father crossed the border almost 30 times with no documents. So it was my turn to go to the US, and I did. I went to the US when I was a teenager. I did cross the border in Matamoros, and what is the city next to Matamoros? Right, yes. And I did cross the border with no documents because it was my turn. But as you can see, my body, I couldn't work in construction. It was a failure, a fracaso. So I came back, but I thought I did see my countrymen in Dallas, Texas, working really hard. Because, you know, Mexicans work really hard in the US. But I did see they did not have what we call a good quality of life. So I wondered, why? there must be another way in doing this in Mexico. So I came down to Mexico in the year of 2000, and I met very good friends who opened the doors for me with this wonderful American, Canadian, Italian community in San Miguel de Allende. So I was blessed in knowing people who heard my story, and I told them I would like to do something in my country to help my countrymen in Mexico to stay in Mexico. And they helped me to found this organization. So I founded this organization 20 years ago with the idea in improving the economy for disadvantaged people. Because I saw in the US, most of the people go to the US because of economic reasons. So I thought if we can create a community economy in San Miguel, in the municipality of San Miguel, we were going to help young people to stay in Mexico, in our wonderful municipality. But if we do not provide the alternatives, they will continue going to the US, as I did. And many times, we are not having a good quality of life in San Miguel because we have to leave behind our families. So we have to have this balance because the economy, because our roots, so it is difficult. That is why we started this organization 20 years ago. But now, we have had this evolution because we started 20 years ago providing mentoring and advising management support to poor entrepreneurs in rural areas. But we had an evolution and we started providing free interest loans. We started putting money in the hands of rural and low-income neighborhoods entrepreneurs. The requirement is they must have an idea. So we are not just giving out the money. They must have an idea on improving their lives and how they can improve their income. So we started with Apoyo. But 2 years ago, we started with a partnership with the Rotarians because we really wanted to grow our number of recipients, our number of participants. And today, I am going to tell to you what we have done in this partnership during these 2 years. Okay, do you have any question? I think we cannot wait until the end if you have any question, okay? No? Okay, we can continue. I told you about my English, no? Okay, what is our mission in this partnership with the Rotarians? Basically, we are helping entrepreneurs in rural villages to start or expand small businesses. That's our mission. We are working on economy. What we are doing, we are providing management support, mentoring, and providing free interest loans to poor entrepreneurs. Poor entrepreneurs, but who have the initiative to improve their lives, to improve their quality of lives. So they must have an idea. If not, they can go to another organization. But with us, we are looking for enterprising people who wants to improve their economy. So that's our mission. But during this path, during almost 20 years, now we have a vision. We started just providing management support, mentoring, and loans, but we see beyond that because we have seen, as you know, the money itself is not the solution. We had to implement other services to empower the people, and now we are working with health, environment, nutrition, and we are bombarding our recipients, our participants with other services. And now we have a más amplia visión, a wider vision about what we are doing, not just providing the loans. Although the loans, this is the most important component in our program. Okay. And what we have done so far, we started last year, in the beginning of last year, with this partnership with the Rotarians. And what we are doing now, what we have done so far, 44 small businesses have been supported with loans. We have to multiply these 45 small businesses because they are not individuals. They are stories of families. The average number of the members in our families is 5 to 6 people. We are not just providing loans because we did see we had to do other things besides the loans because we did see the money was not helping them much if they had other problems. Actually, self-esteem, security, in many cases, violence, domestic violence at their homes. Because I have to tell you, 90% of our recipients are women because of the characteristics I will explain you. So we started with the educational workshop because in the beginning we were just providing the loans and we had a lot of people in our offices asking for a loan. So we had to start with a process, and now they have to attend an educational process because they have the right to apply for a loan, because they must learn how to manage the resources. Otherwise, you know, a handout is just wasting the resources. Because if they do not have the training, if they don't know how to manage the money, so it doesn't worth the pain. So we started providing educational workshops, and the average number of students in our educational workshops are 20 to 30 people. 20% of them apply for a loan, but the most important requirement is they must attend an educational program before they apply for a loan. During last year, we provided 16 educational workshops, and the topics on those workshops, they are very simple workshops. You know, the language is very simple because most of the recipients, they don't know how to read or write correctly. So the workshops are we are working in the grassroots level. That's the idea. So they learn how to manage money, how to make decisions. We have a session called The Power of Say No. Yeah, because culturally in Mexico, it's difficult to say no, especially when we talk about money. So this is very important, yeah, because I am one of the presenters in these workshops, and I always say, if we know someone as Mexicans, someone who sells a land, a piece of land, immediately the families start thinking, oh, you should ask money to Jose because he has now money, and he couldn't say no. And Jose is obligado, he's forced to lend the money. So this is something cultural, but it's difficult to say no. So when we talk about business, many entrepreneurs, they say, how I am not having success because I am having sales and I'm having an income. Oh, the response is, when I have some money, I give it to my husband, or I give it to my, my mother-in-law, or my grandsons. So this is what we teach in these sessions. And we have trained 248 entrepreneurs, and we are working in 10 low-income neighborhoods and 6 rural villages. So our target is not the entrepreneurs downtown. We are supporting tiny businesses. A woman who wants to sell enchiladas or gorditas, but she doesn't have the knowledge, or she doesn't have the materials. Those are the type of businesses we are supporting in this project. Okay. Vamos a la otra. Okay. Wait a see. Oh. That's my wife. She's asking me to buy some vegetables. Really. She thinks I am in La Placita because today is Tuesday market. Okay, just let me say, no, I am busy. Yeah, that's strange. I told her I was going to be here, but she didn't believe me, maybe. Yeah, and actually, can you take me a picture? Because I want to, yeah. Roaming, yeah, play, yeah. Because maybe she doesn't believe it, yeah. And actually, let me, just like kind of Obama president, very, yeah, that's funny, but yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, but I know you have wives, and I told her I want to be with the Rotarians, but she forgot, and she's asking me. My wife, my lovely wife. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What is the profile on the people we are serving? Okay, 86% of the participants are women. Although we serve men and women, because of the characteristics of their businesses, that is why we are serving 90% or 80 on women's businesses. Because you know, in Mexico, mothers stay at homes. They are in charge of the economy, on the husbands, on the children. But when they do not have enough income, so they decide to doing something by themselves, and they start small businesses at their homes. So that is why we are serving mostly women. We have some men, but most of them, as you can see, in the corner, that's Hilaria. She's from Montecillo. We have a rural co-op in Puente del Carmen. We have embroidery cooperatives in La Cuadrilla. And those are the type of businesses we are supporting, mostly women. Diego, next one, please. And as I told you, how much time do I have? I don't want to bore you. Okay, we are okay. Okay, and it is beyond the money. No, although the money is a huge component in our program, it is beyond that. We are training entrepreneurs. They must attend a business workshop before they receive a loan. We started with a mentoring project. Over 12 months, Apoyo staff and mentors visit the small business to provide advice, guidance, helping them to grow, helping them if they have some problem with their businesses. And this is a project we are in this constant evolution, and we want to involve the Rotarians. This is a very important component in this project. We want you to participate in an active way. How? Mentoring a small business entrepreneurs. Because many of you have experience on businesses. I know the difference. We understand. But you know what? In Mexico, we feel really proud and happy when we are part of something important. We had a visit with some of the Rotarians to some small businesses, and they were really happy in showing us what they are doing. This is part of a self-esteem, and they feel they are part of something important if Americans visit them. No? Yeah. So imagine if we can implement this project where one of you can mentor as an entrepreneurial woman in a rural village. No? Imagine the community when you are coming into the village to visit one woman entrepreneur. You know, this is something really important for them, and we want to continue growing with this idea. If you are interested in mentoring some of these entrepreneurs, tomorrow we are going to meet. We are going to have a meeting about planning, and we are going to be talking about what's the future. And the future is how you, as Rotarians, can participate directly with the entrepreneurs we are serving. And this is part of the mentoring component. And we are evolving, we are having this evolution, and now we are providing other educational tools, just like English and computer lessons. Our entrepreneurs, besides the mentoring and management support, besides the loans they are receiving, now they are participating in English and computer lessons, because many times they do not have. Now with the technology, we are teaching them how to use, social media to promote their products and their small businesses. Okay? Okay, those are some examples on the business we are supporting. Sandra Solis, she's a woman here in Colonia, Guadalupe, and she sells clothing. She's nowadays she's working a lot on Facebook and Instagram promoting her products. And then we have Nancy Gonzalez. She has a beauty salon. I think in the last visit, some of you visited her on the road to La Cieneguita. Do you remember? Yeah, you were there, right? Yes. This is Nancy. We are supporting a rural co-op and traditional medicine in La Cuadrilla. I think, Rebecca, you know them. Yeah, Those are the type of businesses we are supporting. And Veronica Vega, she is working with Pori Decorations. And Antonio Lopez, she's a baker. He has a bakery. So they are just one examples on the businesses we are supporting. Okay? And now we have the list on the businesses we are supporting with loans, because only 20% of the participants in our program apply for a loan. The others, they are fine, they learn a lot, but they don't need a loan. So they receive the training and mentoring. Food, services, clothing, groceries, school supplies, handicrafts, bakery, gifts, and sewing, and so those are the type of businesses we are supporting with loans. Okay, and now, where the money is. This is very important, because 100% of the resources we are receiving by the Rotary, 100% of those resources goes directly to the entrepreneurs. We are not using the Rotary funds to other purposes. Apoyo is paying for the overhead, for the trainers, transportation expenses, and the Rotarians are providing the funds for a revolving fund. So 100% of the resources are now in the villages. As you can see, we have received in pesos. This is in pesos. It's difficult for me, the numbers in English. 1,000. Yeah. You can see. Okay. Oh, great. Excellent. The total amount loaned. The average loan size is really modest. Is 66,000 pesos. We have providing 44 loans. We have that amount outside with the entrepreneurs. The recovery rate is 90%. They pay on time, most of them. We have had some losses. We have had some people who they decided. Just 3, yeah, no, not many. And 90% is our recovery rate on the microloans. And now we have a balance in the back, almost 50,000 pesos. And this is why we want to grow, we want to serve more people, but since we have this revolving fund, we cannot grow much because we have just a limited on the amount we can provide to the entrepreneurs. Okay, next. What is next? What is our future in this partnership with the Rotarians? The most important thing, expanding the number of loan recipients from 20 to 40 during the year. It's difficult to manage 20 businesses because it is not only providing the loan. We visit them every month. We had these 4-session workshops, so there is a follow-up with one business, but we want to grow. We hope to serve 40 new small businesses during this year. And the same with the training. We wish to train 90 new entrepreneurs in business management, decision-making, self-esteem, and security. We wish to support 2 new rural co-ops with business management, mentoring, and free interest loans. And we are planning the expansion on this program because nowadays the Rotarians, we are in this partnership and you are providing the loans for the people. But we see we can grow in our partnership. We started with a new school, a trade school, a training institute in Apoyo. And we are training people to become plumbers, electricians, mechanics, caregivers. And we are looking for ways how we can combine the educational micro-lending program with the training school about trades. I think with that, if we can accomplish this idea, we will be empowering even more the entrepreneurs, not only receiving a loans, but being trained in a trade so they can have a better income by themselves. That's our idea. Okay? And now I would like to show you a small video on a business we are supporting. As I told you, most of our recipients are women. And the next video, it's about a woman in a rural village of Los Ricos. You know, Los Ricos is close to El Santuario de Atotonilco, and you can see a lot of vendors there. There is a woman, Doña Eulalia. She sells gorditas. Oh, tengo hambre. And she started working with us in a gardens program we had with Feed the Hungry almost 10 years ago, I think. We met Doña Eulalia, but we didn't know she was selling gorditas in Atotonilco, and she didn't know we were providing that service. So that is why we decided to show this story about Doña Eulalia, because she's almost 70 years old and she continues selling her gorditas in Atotonilco. But I would like you to see and know Doña Eulalia. ¿Sí? ¿El video, Diego? Gracias. ¿Cómo fue que se enteró de los créditos que nosotros dábamos? No sé cómo estuvo.
Pues ya luego, pues no sé, nos ofrecieron primero huertos.
How did you first hear about the microloans that we give?
Hacernos los huertos familiares.
Well, first I met you through the Family Gardens program. Doña Lupe would come to help us with our gardens. And then she told us that if we had a business, there were also microloans for that. How long have you been selling here at your business? Well, I've been selling gorditas for more than 30 years to help us out because sometimes ends don't meet for our family. It was always a struggle because before there wasn't a bridge and the river would swell and we wouldn't have a way to cross carrying all our things on a donkey. I invest now in things I need for my stand here, like buying the corn and other things I need. I buy jugs of water, benches when they break. I bought the umbrella and the tanks of gas. I started with just one tank, and then I bought a second tank of gas with a microloan. My sons are all bricklayers. They've all made their own lives there now. They all have wives and children over there. I remember one of them, one of the younger ones, he didn't have shoes. Well, his shoes were broken and falling apart. I told him there was a procession on Sunday, and I told him, because I used to sell tamales and atole over there when they came out of church in the morning, and then later in the day I would sell at my stand. So I told him, if I can sell a lot, then I will buy your shoes. And I did. And then I bought his shoes with the money I earned from selling. Well, I am grateful for you because you've helped me in my business. And I give you many thanks for that loan.
Y le digo, voy a ir a vender los tamales y el atole. Le digo, y si se vende, que acabe, le digo, te voy a comprar tus zapatos. Y sí acabé. Y ya luego, otro día me lo llevé a comprarle sus zapatos con lo que vendí. Pues yo les agradezco mucho porque me han ayudado en mi negocio.
Well, I am grateful for you because you've helped me with my business, and I give you many thanks for the microloan.
Ese préstamo que nos dan.
This is, sí, bueno, dos. This is just one example on the businesses we are supporting. And as you can see, 7,000 pesos makes a huge difference, not only because of the money itself, but most importantly about her self-esteem, about her children, about the gardens, about the training. So we would like to support more people, and we can do it together. So thank you very much for having me here, and I really appreciate your time.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So hands up for questions? Okay, good. So just a couple of questions.
Okay, I just wanted to do a shout out to Norm Felstein. That's he's on Zoom there. I saw him, and this is Norm's third project that he started. The first two didn't really pan out, and it sounds like a long time ago, but Chris McGaskill at the beginning of a pandemic and myself got together with Norm, and for being a dentist kind of a guy, can you put the Zoom people up there so we can embarrass Norm Felstein here? Anyway, to his credit, he was able to adapt. His ideas, all his things were maybe not exactly how it turned out, but he's a Rotarian, he adapted, and this is what came of it.
Okay, time for one more question. Yes, ma'am, Rebecca.
Thanks, Robin. I just wanted to make a pitch. 4 years ago, Ezequiel introduced me to the ladies out in the village of La Cuadrilla. A lot of their pictures were up here, and I've since been taking groups of visitors out there, and we go and walk around a church, and they make the most amazing lunch. And I haven't done it recently, but I will be starting visits again. So if you see these village visits, please come check it out. It's a really, really neat experience. And every single time I go out there, there's a new thing. They've put a roof on their space. They have shelves out there, and it's really exciting to see. And so thank you, Ezequiel, for introducing me to them.
Gracias, Rebecca. Gracias a ti. Okay.
I want to just tell you how that roof came about. I was on that tour, and the ladies said, "See this shelter? Isn't it cool? I mean, we don't have a whole floor yet, but we're cooking, and we've got all of you here to eat, and we're so excited that you're here, and thank you so much." And for $150, we could put in electricity. And by the end of the lunch, they had $150. No sweat.
I want to bring Ron Felton up. He wants to talk a little bit about what our club is working on, well, what that committee is working on in the project with Norman.
Right, just real quickly. Tom said everything I need to say about Norm and the work he's done on this. And on his behalf, I wanted to thank our little work group. Let's see, we got Peter, Alex, Beverly, and myself, and Norman. And Alex is, oh, Beverly, I thought I said it. Maybe my voice didn't carry. We are now looking for people who want to go out and help with the mentoring. And Alex agreed to be kind of the liaison with Ezequiel to get people to come out, visit the businesses, and become mentors of sorts. Ezequiel can speak to maybe some concern, well, my Spanish isn't that good, I'm not sure what I can offer, and he can tell you that yes, you can. We had a wonderful trip, saw the entrepreneurs. What I love about what has been done here, for those of us, Linda and I have dabbled a little bit in the micro-lending thing with Kiva. Many of you know Kiva. 90% rate of payback is phenomenal. Phenomenal. What's also phenomenal is that this is not about microloans. Kiva, they put the money out, they hope to get it back, and then they lend to someone else. Ezequiel's about education, empowerment, and entrepreneurialism. Or is that the right word? My English isn't that good. So it's just fantastic. And he also never tries to grow beyond his capacity. In other words, here's money for more microloans. He goes, no, I have to be at a point where I have the people to mentor and can provide the education. So I'm not going to grow faster than I can provide quality service. So my hat's off to the work that he does. So please, if you're interested in trying to engage yourself, if you want to be a Rotarian out there doing things, here's an opportunity to do it. So see Alex. Alex. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to give you one of our mugs. Can someone grab a picture of the two of us shaking hands? I know you've got a couple of these, and sometimes we run short, so if you can bring back a couple, that would be great. All right, let me get a picture.